Good morning. I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to the Commissioners Board meeting for April the 20th of 2023. We're broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also through BCTV, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll begin with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or corrections for the April 13th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session on April the 19th dealing with personnel, contract negotiations, and litigation. At this time, I'd like to recognize Lynn Burns, Executive Assistant to Commissioner Sahelnick, to read the public comment policy.
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, or YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Lynn. There's no public comment on agenda items in person or online. So we will move into our agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 transfers in the amount of $2,434,946 and 2023 transfers in the amount of $318,750 and 2023 appropriations in the negative amount of $2,940 per listing dated April the 14th of 2023. There are 2 items listed under HR. Item 1, authorize the promotion of Nelson Lopez from CAD Operational Analyst to Technical Services Manager in the Department of Emergency Services. And item 2, authorize the promotion of Philip Spence from Emergency Planner Radiological to Planning Manager, Department of Emergency Services. There are several items listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the county's 2023 action plan and indicating approval by the Board of Commissioners and further authorizing the chair to sign and provide such assurances, certifications, contracts, agreements, environmental reviews, and supplemental or revised data that the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development may request in conjunction with the plan. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the issuance of bonds undertaken by Berks County Industrial Development Authority for tax-exempt revenue finance to be used to refinance previously issued debt that financed the acquisition, construction, and equipping of 50 personal care and 20 memory care senior living units, collectively the project, owned by the borrower and operated by its affiliate, Heritage Campus Green Hills a Delaware limited liability company for healthcare purposes only, known as the Heritage of Green Hills, and located at 200 Tranquility Lane, Shillington, Cumru Township, Berks County, Pennsylvania. Item C, adopt a resolution ratifying and confirming Resolution 151 2023 and the action taken by the Berks County Chief Operations Officer imposing a temporary ban on outdoor burning in the County of Berks and establishing penalties for violation of the ban per the written recommendation from the District Forester on behalf of the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of a memorandum of understanding between the County of Berks and SEIU Healthcare Pennsylvania, amending the existing collective bargaining agreement effective January 1st of 2020 through December 31st of 2024, reflecting mutually agreed contractual changes. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of a memorandum of understanding between the County of Berks and the United Food and Commercial Workers Union Local 1776 under the collective bargaining agreement effective January 1, 2020 through December 31st of 2024, reflecting mutually agreed contractual changes subject to the approval of final terms and conditions by the Solicitor's Office. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the memorandum of agreement between the County of Berks and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, District Council 88, Local 462, on behalf of the county's employees in the residual bargaining unit, mutually agreeing to the contractual changes and extending the collective bargaining agreement and initial extension agreements for a 4-year extension and shall now expire December 31st, 2026, subject to the approval of final terms and conditions by the Solicitor's Office. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the memorandum of agreement between the County of Berks and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, District Council 88, Local 462, on behalf of the county's employees in the court-appointed, court-related bargaining unit, mutually agreeing to contractual changes and extending the collective bargaining agreement and the initial extension agreements for a 4-year extension and shall now expire December 31st of 2026, subject to the approval of final terms and conditions by the Solicitor's Office. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated April the 17th of 2023. There are a total of 17 contracts, 1 with the Area Agency on Aging, 12 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with Community and Economic Development, 1 with the Department of Emergency Services, 1 with Information Services, and 1 with the MDJs. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers as set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated April the 20th of 2023. Item 4, motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated April 25th of 2023. Item 5, motion to authorize execution of the first quarter of 2023 local earned income tax, EIT, and local services tax, LST, dated April the 25th of 2023.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. I do have a comment and a recommendation on item 156 point 2023C. This is an action to ratify and confirm a resolution that was signed by Kevin Barnhart, our Chief Operations Officer. I've done some more research into this. There are 3 ways burn bans can be established. One is a municipality can establish a burn ban. Most of the burn bans that we're aware of, and I'm aware of in Berks County, have an exception for ag. The second way a burn ban can be established is via a statewide order of the governor. The third, and this is the third method, is a burn ban can be established under DCNR regulations where the district forester recommends the ban and either at least 10 fire companies or 50% of the fire companies in a county or chiefs, fire chiefs in the county recommend a burn ban. The district forester did recommend the burn ban. 19 chiefs here in Berks County recommended the burn ban because of the number of brush fires, wildfires we were experiencing in the county. The problem I have is the DCNR language doesn't recognize any exception. It doesn't bar an exception, but it doesn't recognize an exception for ag. I cannot support this unless we amend it to allow an exception for ag. And I'm asking, I will offer the amendment for the hope of a second. I did share this morning with our COO, asked him to speak to my colleagues. I've not had any communication since then. I'm not being critical. That's fine. We don't want to violate the sunshine process. So I have no idea where my colleagues are on this, but I'd like to make a motion to amend 156.2023 to provide an exception for agriculture.
We have to actually amend the agenda because it's listed as a ratify and confirm.
I understand that. So I'm amending the agenda.
Yes. You know, I would, yeah.
I'm amending the item.
Well, but it's listed as a ratify and confirm. So you're
Okay.
making a change because we're not actually ratifying confirm.
So how would you like this
Well,
motion?
I'm suggesting the board because I was tied up in other meetings this morning, so
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to dialogue with Kevin Barnhart this morning. Would you consider leaving it status quo for this week and allow us
No.
to work?
No.
I was going to suggest that we work through because I've not had the opportunity to discuss with your colleagues what language they would like. And
I understand that, but this is already creating a problem, and I am acknowledging that problem for the farm community. I personally, and here's the other thing I'm going to point out: only one county, other than us, has implemented a burn ban, and that's York County. If you go to the DCNR, and I don't know if I do have it up here. Let me update in case something has changed. So, yep. York County, Thursday, April the 13th. That's it. Not a single county around us has, or adjoining county has put this ban in place. I respect our 19 fire chiefs and the conservation and the district forester, but we have an enormous ag population in Berks County, and I think we owe it to them to put the exception. Here's the risk. We don't, if we put this exception in place, does anyone really think DCNR or somebody is going to sue the county for that exception?
that isn't the point. It was just a matter of trying to make sure the language is acceptable because we didn't even have to. I mean, it was recommended that we enact the ban burn. It was discussed individually with the commissioner.
I understand that.
So, I mean, there could have been a decision not to enact the ban burn
I understand that.
in terms of other counties. So it's just a matter, I think we need to have clarity here. It's not that I disagree with or the rationale behind with what you're doing. All I'm trying to do is make sure that we have clarity in the language and that your colleagues are given an appropriate opportunity to weigh in on the language so that we're not trying to work this out at the table here today. That was my concern. And so it's obviously the board's choice how they want to handle it. But that was my thought process.
I'm open to hear from my colleagues. I just think it's problematic. Go ahead, Commissioner Sahelnik.
So, Chairman Leinbach, I appreciate your sensitivity and awareness to our ag community. Having lived in Upper Burn Township, I'm aware that not only the ag community, but those who live in the rural areas rely on being able to burn to maintain and do proper maintenance on their properties and their responsibilities. I do agree to wanting to amend this to be able to allow those specifically practicing in agriculture in the requirement of their ability to continue to do their job and what they do on working farms and working agriculture to be able to burn. However, I also agree with the solicitor that I would like to see the language defined if we amend this to include agriculture or ag to be very specific so that our rural communities know that if they have a small property or they might be growing something or they have a couple of animals, some basic husbandry, that is not giving them the permission because we certainly want to be aware of DCNR and our fire chief's recommendations and keep everyone in our county safe. So I wonder if there's an opportunity, if we give a week's ability, which I know you're not in favor of, is it possible to have written exemptions from those with the immediacy and need this week to write to us and say, may I please have an exemption, knowing that next week we're working towards the potential of amending this resolution as written?
So I'll offer an alternative to that as well, being of the urgent nature of this and not necessarily wanting to wait a week. Can we table this, have some discussion on the language today through our COO, agree on that, and then do a confirm and ratify next week, but it would be effective today or tomorrow?
The issue is this became effective 5 p.m. on Sunday. It is in place now. This is a ratify and confirm. So for us, both of you are trying to address what I'm trying to address. So we're all on the same page. And I apologize for waiting till this morning, but this has bothered me. I was under the assumption, and that's my fault, nobody else's, that there was an ag exemption. I've never dealt with this. I don't think we ever had a burn ban come up in my nearly 16 years as a commissioner. So I didn't understand that. That's why I tried to do my homework, look at the 3 different ways a burn ban could occur. My office, Anne Marie, talked with Cody, confirmed that there's nothing in the state law relative to the DCNR burn ban that acknowledges ag. What we did pick up last week, if you remember in our press release, is that it was a little odd that DCNR allows you to go to a state park and use a fire ring where you tend to be around a lot more forested area, but you can't use a fire ring at your home. I was inclined it should have been a ban burn on all of it. It should include the state parks. But the exception on ag, I didn't realize that until I was contacted by some in the farming community with concerns about that. It's not just burning trash for them. It's involved in keeping their farm operation clean and safe. I don't know many that burn animal carcasses anymore. I think they bury, but I'm not 100% sure. They used to have burn pits for that as well. So that's my concern. I don't know if there's another way to address it, but it is in force now.
That's what I mean. So it's enforced the way it was now. If we can come to an agreement on the language today, we could make it effective then either tonight or tomorrow, which would, be a day difference. So and then ratify and confirm next Thursday.
But we did a ratify and confirm because this was an emergency situation.
Yeah.
So that's an exception that allows you to ratify and confirm as the emergency. This wouldn't be the same emergency situation. So I certainly would not recommend that we modify today and then ratify and confirm again next week, because that doesn't fall under those exceptions.
So let me ask this question. If we make a motion to exempt agriculture pursuant to final language approved by our solicitor, do you have a problem with that? That becomes effective once that final language is published. That keeps us from not having to wait till next Thursday.
With the goal to do it this afternoon, is that what we're talking about? Or
I'm don't want to impose. I don't know that you have time to get it done this afternoon, but you have an opportunity to get it done as quickly as we can and not necessarily wait till next Thursday. Is that reasonable?
I defer to our solicitor because I'm the one that signed it. I'm not the one that drafted the
yes, we're going
documents.
to have to amend it's not the cleanest way to do it, I'll put it that way, but if that's the board wants to do, we can do it that way.
And I understand that. Again, I take responsibility. I should have dug in a little bit deeper when the request came. I didn't until late yesterday and again this morning, and brought that up. So I'll take responsibility for the clunkiness of this, but I'm asking, are you okay with that? We're not putting a deadline on it. I just am asking that it be done as soon as possible. And when that language is complete and published, it would become effective. So that, as Lucine put, it's not the Wild West. I have 2 acres and I have a garden, and this shouldn't apply to me. No, we're acting on, I don't think so.
No.
We're acting on something that is physically on the agenda.
We already have the ban in effect. The notification went out, so we met the notice requirements. Because we could rescind it if we chose to.
Yes, we can rescind it, and I'm not prepared to rescind it.
No.
Cody's shaking his head no as well. Okay, good question.
So just for clarification, can you restate your motion and then I'll ask the solicitor for her input on that?
Okay. I'm making a motion to amend, what was this called? Resolution?
It's an ordinance.
An ordinance. No, it's a resolution. Yeah. To amend resolution 151.2023 to exempt agriculture and such language, to exempt agriculture, period. The exemption will become effective once our solicitor's office completes the language and it is published. And by published, posted on the website, notification goes out, etc. Is that appropriate?
That's fine.
Okay.
So I will second that motion.
The motion is made and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And again, I take responsibility for bringing this up at the last minute. With that understanding, we now have a motion on the floor to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
Well, we had the motions there.
So
Let me think about this. Wait a minute. because we amended.
So do I need
Yeah,
to
that would be,
change my
because we
vote?
voted, no, we voted to amend the agenda. So the agenda is amended and now the main motion
So
comes forward.
do a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
And I'll second that.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. With that, we will move to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with Socrates Georgiadis, acting county treasurer. Socrates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have an opening balance today of $213,552,638.59. We have a balance to clear of $5,772,050.13, leaving us with a balance of $207,780,588.46.
Thank you very much, Socrates. And we'll move now to the county controller's report. And here with the controller's report, we have John Allman.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The controller's report, total accounts payable is $7,047,897.93. There were two payrolls, combined payroll, $4,902,505.71. There was a tax collector's payroll, $103,467.98. There was a Berks LST, $11,653.60. Berks EIT payment, $403,084.78. Total cash disbursements, $12,468,610.
Thank you very much, John. Moving now to our Chief Operations Officer, Kevin.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. On behalf of the Chief Operations team, we want to thank Jess Weekneck and her team, Christine Sadler and her team, and outside legal counsel for supporting the modifications to the two represented unions at the nursing home to help support efforts on attracting and retaining employees at the nursing home, as well as the two contracts with ASME, which affects many hundreds of county employees, and their efforts on behalf of those labor organizations and the county to properly perform the functions of county government. So thank you to you and your team. I know now firsthand all the work, hearing the efforts that go into your nights and weekends, really trying to get this done is really a tribute to the team we have here helping to negotiate these contracts on behalf of the county. So but the public should know the time and effort that goes into this. That's all we have.
Okay. Thank you. We'll move now to commissioner reports and we'll begin with Commissioner Rivera.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Leinbach. I have a few items today. First of all, want to let everyone know that last week, April 9th through the 15th, was National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. And I did forget to congratulate and thank our 911 operators here in Berks County for the work they do to help keep our public safe and dealing through difficult situations. One of them was awarded about a month and a half ago for the work she did in helping someone give birth at their home. So I do want to congratulate and thank all our 911 telecommunicators, the staff there, the leadership, and Brian Gottschall for the work that their department does to help keep our county safe. Also, this past Saturday was the 20th annual Exeter Volunteer Fire Department Recognition Banquet. And it was at the Reading Country Club, and the volunteer fire department members were recognized there for their work, for the amount of calls they did. They had an excellent video showing live footage of some of the calls they were on. And it was extremely impressive to see what those fires are like when you're inside where the fire's happening, what's going on in there. So I want to just take a minute to thank all the volunteer fire and EMS staff here in Berks County for the work that they do to keep us safe as well. I also want to thank their families for allowing them the time and the flexibility to have their family members serve as a volunteer fire and emergency staff here in Berks County. They put their lives on the line every time they go out to a call. So thank you for the work you do in help keeping our county safe. Another item is, I'm going to share my screen here a minute. So this is a helicopter that you see here, and this is for Meta. They will be looking at the different electrical lines throughout Berks County in the next week to 2 weeks. So if you do see this helicopter hovering around your neighborhood, wherever you're at, understand there's nothing to be concerned about. What they do is they go around checking the lines. This specific flight will have infrared technology to look inside the outer covering to see if there are any issues with any of the lines, so that MedEd can give proper maintenance to them. And I will stop sharing. So if you do see that helicopter flying around, it's an infrared and corona inspections, and it says it's similar to a routine visual patrol in terms of patrol speed, but the onboard inspection crew is viewing the transmission lines through the infrared and ultraviolet spectrums through specialized cameras. So it's what they're looking at here to see things that cannot be seen through the naked eye. So just wanted to make everyone aware of that. Also, this week, the Olivets, actually tomorrow, Olivets will be celebrating their 125 years of service to our community. So Olivets, the team there, the volunteers, thank you very much for your 125 years of service to the community. They will be having a celebration at 6 p.m. at the Clinton Street Club in Reading. So again, thank you, Olivets, for the work that you do here in Berks County. Also want to give a shout out to Xavier Torres. Xavier Torres got his Eagle Scout recognition for the Boy Scout Troop 508. And his project was to build and install monofilament recycling tubes along the Topahakan Creek and at Antietam Lake in Berks County. This was all done with a careful planning between Xavier and Berks County Park and Recreation Department, and it was executed with the cooperation of over 14 volunteers who gave their time, contributing over 464 hours and energy across a period of days to complete the project. And Xavier will be honored for this achievement on Sunday at the Grings Mill barn for what he done. So Xavier, thank you for your contribution to Berks County. And Lolly Lesher was actually elected the first female chair of the Pennsylvania Dairy Promotion Program. Lolly Lesher is from Wayhar Farms in Burnville. So Lolly, congratulations. Thank you for the work that you do for our dairy farmers here in Berks County. And one last item, and if you can see here, some of you may have received the Berks First magazine. This is a magazine, we've been speaking about it for a while now. Many of you may have received it in your mailbox yesterday. I received it in my mailbox. Many very interesting articles about the county. It is not political. It is all county related, county information, county services, and upcoming events for the county. So look for that in your mailbox. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Sahelnick.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm going to begin with Saturday. Saturday's Earth Day, and I want to draw everyone's awareness to that. I know that there are many celebrations happening in and throughout the community, including our Berks County Park systems. I have seen the wonderful rain barrels that have been prepared and are available for sale by the Berks County Conservation District. I'm looking forward to attending the Berks Earth Day celebration in City Park, which will be from noon to 6 p.m. They'll have music, festivities, tree plantings, bat rescue programs, history walks. The Red Creek Wildlife Center will be there. There'll be drumming. There'll be a plant sale. So, if you're able to get out on Saturday and do that somewhere in your community, or maybe just spend some time outside and be appreciative, please make sure to do that. In addition, I am going to try to share my screen as well. And I was very pleased to attend my first Reading Public Museum meeting of the foundation this past week. Warm welcome to all of the newer members. I'm going to pause talking here so that I can actually open up my screen sharing. There we go. And so I just want to bring light to some of the events that are happening at the Reading Public Museum that are coming up. This is their webpage, readingpublicmuseum.org. In addition to these wonderful events and all different types of events for anybody in the community who likes history, art, plants, and culture, there's even a robot zoo exhibit coming up. Their museum is also, as I understand, focusing on going through their reaccreditation process, which is a very interesting process and very important to us to have an accredited museum and be on that prestigious list. So I look forward to reporting back in my chair and my position as representing the Berks County Commissioners with the museum. Also, as chair of Elections Board, I've had the pleasure of being able to attend, and I think if you're seeing some of that, it's popping up. I'm not sure why it's not letting me transition here. There we go. So I just want to draw everyone's awareness first and foremost. This is actually our page on the County of Berks website. This is our Department of Election Services. I want everyone to become familiar with this page. This has a lot of good information here, and this could be a great go-to and saving this bar as we move forward into the primary series. A lot of good information about voter information. Remember, you still have until May 1st to register to vote. There's poll worker information here. I know we are still looking for poll workers. I had the pleasure of going to the Ag Center and participating in the Judge of Elections training by our Director of Election Services, Ann Norton. She did a phenomenal job. There were so many people there from our community excited to be doing their civic duty and be part of our election process. I also had the pleasure, I think, of going out to the campus for the logic and accuracy testing with our deputy, Stephanie Weaver, leading the way and showing me how every machine is tested by a team, making sure that they're prepared and certified and ready for you on election day. So again, any questions at all, we have a great resource here, countyofberks.com, department/election services. With that, I'm going to stop my screen share and just let you know that tomorrow I also have the pleasure of being invited to represent Berks County in Montgomery County by Congresswoman Dean. She will be hosting Mitch Landrieu, who's our senior White House infrastructure coordinator, and we'll be talking about infrastructure projects in Berks and Montgomery County. So as you know, we do a lot of work between counties. Certainly we'll be talking about the importance of the passenger rail and the Schuylkill River Rail Authority, in addition to the potential of the airport, broadband, our bridges, and our streets. They're all important part of making sure Berks County is the best place that we can make it. So I hope I can report back on that next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't want to repeat a lot of good information here. You heard it once, don't need to hear it from me. So I'm going to touch on two other items. First of all, this Saturday, the Fleetwood Borough kicks off its 150th anniversary celebration. They will begin with the Little Miss, Junior Miss, Miss, and Ms. Fleetwood pageant at the Fleetwood High School auditorium. They have events scheduled from now through December. So I encourage you, if you want more information, go to Fleetwood Borough, and Borough is BORO.com, and you'll get more information on the 150th anniversary. The second item is a story with a tragedy on one end and a enormous opportunity for life on the other. And it's tied here to Berks County. I'm going to read, I normally don't do this, I'm going to read a brief article from the Lancaster Farmer. Toddler girl receives liver transplant from family friend after his untimely death. A Cumberland County tragedy has offered hope to a little girl for a normal life. Andrew Martin, 17, of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, died March 19th at the Hershey Medical Center from injuries sustained March 16th at a construction site where he was a carpenter, according to a family friend. He was the son of dairy farmers Lester and Lois Martin and a member of the Oakville Mennonite Church. It is part of the Weaverland Conferences of Churches. They're based out of Lancaster, as is the Church of Friends and Fellow Dairy Farmers, Carl and Rachel Hoover. The Hoover's 2-year-old daughter, Rochelle, needed a new liver. She has maple syrup urine disease, which causes certain amino acids and their byproducts to build up in the blood, eventually leading to brain and other organ damage. While the disease is somewhat controllable through a lifelong strict low-protein diet, a liver transplant is often considered the best treatment. Andrew Martin had made the choice to be an organ donor. He told his parents, said Carl's aunt, Mary Hoover, the parents of the boy that died and the parents to the little girl are really good friends. And that kind of made the connection there that maybe this might work. Martin was taken off life support March 19th, and Rochelle Hoover received his liver at UPMC Children's Hospital, Pittsburgh, the following day. At press time, Rochelle was adjusting favorably to the transplant. Every day is a new day, said Michael Firestein, a senior ag lending officer with Fulton Bank, and I would add also a farmer here in Berks County in Marion Township, who has helped to organize a fundraiser at Marion Fire Company of Stoutsburg, Station 52 in Wilmersdorf, April 29th, to assist with medical bills. Chicken barbecue, pulled pork dinners are available for $10, 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. I just wanted to share that with you. Many people don't realize how many Mennonites we have throughout Berks County, and it's actually a growing trend. More and more Mennonites are leaving Lancaster County to buy farms in Berks County because the farms are cheaper in Berks County than in Lancaster. And this family lives in the Marion Township area, and it's really great to see the community, the fire company in this particular case, come together. Morgan Firestein actually put up a Facebook post, and I encourage people, if you want to go out and really help an amazing cause, two families that knew each other, two young people, very young girl and a 17-year-old boy, who even at 17 years old, and I can tell you at 17, I wasn't signing up to be an organ donor. You kind of are indestructible at that age. I am an organ donor now, and this is why people are encouraged to be organ donors. The tragic death of one young man cut down very early in his life means life for a very young girl. So I just wanted to share that with you. Earlier this week, Mike Firestein contacted me about this, and I thought it was just really a moving story, and it connects here to Berks County. That's all that I have. Are there any comments from row officers? Okay, we have no public comment in person. Checking online. There's no public comment online. That's the end of our agenda.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.